Hi, my name is Patrycja Rozwora, and you're listening to Kitchen Conversations. In each episode, I sit down with an artist, researcher, or activist whose work inspires me and offers new ways of understanding the complexity and diversity of contemporary Eastern Europe. If you enjoy listening to these monthly conversations, you can now support the podcast with a coffee donation of your choice at buymeacoffee.com/kitchenconversations. From the 9th to the 16th of September, the 21st edition of filmPOLSKA festival, organized yearly by the Polish Institute in Berlin, is coming back to town, taking over various cinemas in Berlin and Potsdam. 2 years ago, I joined the festival's team as a moderator, and since then, I've been lucky to discover so many great Polish films across different genres and subjects. To tell you more about the festival and the upcoming edition, I invited the person best equipped to do so. Bartek Tesarz, a film scholar and curator who has been the director and main organizer of filmPOLSKA for the past 2 years.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. Delightful to talk to you, Patrycja.
How many films did you watch in the last week?
I haven't watched that many because I was taking part in Polish Days in New Horizons Film Festival, which was mostly, industry pitching and work in progress presentations. So that took most of my time. But yeah, I had the chance to watch 8 films in those couple of days, so I'm very happy about it.
And now we are around a month before the 21st filmPOLSKA festival, and that's why we are here to speak a bit about it and to invite and make people curious about it, for those who know it and for those who still have not visited yet. I'm also somehow part of it at the last stage, so I'm doing moderations already now for the 3rd year. I'm very much looking forward to it. How would you say has been the last months of preparing it?
They were quite busy. We watched more than 80 feature films, documentaries, and fiction. The vast majority of how many films are produced in Poland each year, I would say. We established new partnerships. We added one more cinema to our roster, so we are still somehow growing. We have a new opening venue, which is Film Teatr Colosseum, which we're very happy about it.
Wonderful.
It's a great, beautiful venue. We added Kino Krokodil in Prenzlauer Berg.
That's close to me, yes.
After a break in the partnership. And we are traditionally in Bundesplatz Kino, Sputnik, City Kino Wedding, FSK. For the 2nd year, we're in Klick Kino in Charlottenburg. We are continuing our ongoing partnership with Zollhaus Kino, where our retrospective will be. Kino Thalia in Potsdam. And I think I'm missing one. Of course, Wolf Kino. Yes, we are continuing our partnership there as well.
It's cool that you're mentioning them because from what I know, your team is quite small, but of course the cinemas are a huge part of it, right? The venues and where it all happens. And also the external guest. I think at the festival week, the team is really kind of expanding and growing.
Yes, throughout the year, our workload is quite big because we are, as you said, quite small team. Like I am, let's say, not just the head of the operation, but also all of the limbs, kind of. But yes, my dear colleagues are taking care of the guests, of the promotion, the written texts. So I'm very thankful to them. And yes, during the festival week, our team grows to more than 20 people, actually.
And you've been part of the filmPOLSKA organized by the Polish Institute here in Berlin for 3 years. You started as a freelancer, you told me, and now for the 2nd edition, you're already taking, let's say, the lead. Well, not let's say, but you are taking the lead. Was this always somehow your dream to be a festival's director?
I must say I feel extremely grateful and privileged because I don't know how many people can say that, at 30-year-olds or 31 years old, I'm managing my own film festival, which, yes, has been a long dream of mine. I studied film and new media studies in Kraków in Poland, and I'm connected somehow to the festival world, not only as a cinephile or cinema goer, but now for many years as a festival organizer on many different levels. I started at Kraków Film Festival. I was working at Camera Image Film Festival in Toruń. Here I started as like a program coordinator for 1 year, and then when there was a vacancy for a person to be a film referent in the Polish Institute Berlin, I was offered that position, and I'm very happy that it's my second year that I can not only organize the festival but also be the head of programming. So it is kind of a dream come true, so to say.
That's so nice to hear. And the name itself, filmPOLSKA, already tells a lot. It's a festival showing Polish films, a new and a wonderful retrospective program every year. But if you tell someone about the festival, what would you, in one or few sentences, say? What is the festival about?
The festival itself is about showcasing mostly the newest production from Poland. We have a competition in which 7 films compete for the filmPOLSKA award with a cash prize of 1,500 euros funded by the Polish Filmmakers Association. And in this competition, filmmakers, first and second feature filmmakers are taking part of. So this is always our main focus, to bring the newcomers, to present them to not only the Polish community in Berlin, but most importantly for us, for the international and the German community in Berlin and Potsdam. Every year we have a big retrospective program with partnership with the Zollhaus Kino. This year we're screening the films from Zespół Filmowy X, which was a production group in Poland in the 70s and 80s. Our main focus is Andrzej Wajda, of course, because he's the cultural patron of this year, pronounced by the Polish Senate. So we're screening 5 films of his, but I thought, why not do something broader? So I don't really view this retrospective of him as a director, even though, of course, we will screen 5 of his films, but also him as this leader. The production, he was the artistic director of Zespół Filmowy X. And yes, we can show not only him as a director, but also as a leader, the producer. We can show a different side of him.
Why was it so important for the time in Poland to have such a group of people, and what did Wajda actually make together with them?
Back in that time, in the 70s and 80s, every film director needed to be a part of a production group. There were 3 biggest groups, a couple of smaller ones, and it was important because then this was a time of censorship during the time of communist Poland. So it's good that those film groups consolidated. So there was always a bigger pressure and a bigger, let's say, push for the scripts that are critical of the people in power can be produced, or the finished films can be distributed. Actually, of course, not all of the films critical of the regime were seen by many. Like, a lot of them were released only after 1989, like The Interrogation from Ryszard Bugajski, which is a part of the retrospective. It was presented to the Ministry Committee in 1980, and it was only released in 1989. It had a premiere in that year in Cannes Film Festival, but very complicated times. And Andrzej Wajda, as a leader, we want to show that, not only as a filmmaker, he was talking about some kind of rebellion, like in Danton, like in Men of Iron, but also outside of the film world. He was also a rebel that was fighting for his fellow filmmakers to push their ideas and push their films to be released and to be seen by the general audience.
And the poster of this year's festival somehow also relates to the retrospective. Can you reveal something about the graphic design of this year's festival?
Yes, so for quite some time I had this idea to have a brick as this main artifact that would be on our poster as a center of our visual identification. It is connected with Andrzej Wajda and his legacy, so as it's his year, I thought this is now or never. So the brick is connected to his film Men of Marble. It tells the story of a bricklayer after the Second World War about this time of the communist movement rebuilding Poland, and this kind of cult of a working class, and specifically the cult of the people who were exceeding the expectations. Like, you had this, like, even the documentaries, like the man that did 500% of the norm. So Mateusz
propaganda,
Birkut,
basically.
the propaganda, yes. So Mateusz Birkut was a fictional representation of those people who were used as a propaganda tool by the regime and then later discarded, because he's a bricklayer and he's exceeding all of the expectations at work. And as a reward, he gets a brick and flowers. And the brick is already such a fascinating artifact as a symbol, because it is, a very basic tool to build things. You lay bricks together as a community, and it's used as, like in this imagination of the socialist imagination. But also, of course, when you think about the brick, it's about also revolution, to use it as this kind of tool or weapon, more of a weapon to revolt against the regime, against the ruling class, against the unfairness. For the Men of Marble, Andrzej Wajda premiered it in Cannes. Then later it was screened at the Polish Film Festival in Gdańsk, which, as the jury members were quite tight with the party, they refused to give any award to the film. And in answer to that, the journalists decided to give the award to Andrzej Wajda, the journalist award, but they didn't have anything to give him. So as this statuette, they gave him a brick signed by all of the journalists that were deciding to give the award to Andrzej Wajda. And Andrzej Wajda regarded this award as the most important award that he ever received, even more important than Palme d'Or, than the honorary Oscar. This is something that he kept closest to his heart.
What a story. Super nice. And also well done to your graphic designer team. I think the visual symbols and language of this year's festival really, really works well. And I'm super curious to see it all over Berlin on posters soon.
Thank you. They were very excited when they heard about the brick.
Of course. It's simple, but as you explained, it's so layered. So we spoke already about the retrospective program, but you are, of course, as at the beginning you mentioned, showing new films as well.
So we have quite a few of German premieres. For example, our opening film, Chopin, eine Sonata in Paris by Michał Kwieciński. It will be a German premiere of the film with the director attending the opening of our festival. Huge, one of the biggest Polish productions in history. Telling about titular musician Frédéric Chopin, who is learning about his diagnosis and then trying to think what legacy he's going to leave behind. It's a beautiful film with a powerhouse performance from Eric Kulm, a great young Polish actor. It's a tremendous film for a really wide audience. We also have a panorama which showcases the biggest Polish films of the last 12 months, but not from newcomers, from masters of Polish cinema or already established directors. We'll have the latest film from Wojciech Smarzowski, Home Sweet Home, that's won the main awards at the Eagles, the Polish Film Academy Awards. Wojciech Smarzowski also will come to present the film to the audiences. I'm very proud that especially our competition is shows a really great range and emerging Polish talents. We have both documentaries and fiction films from, let's say, more avant-garde or more radical approach to cinema, like The Kingdom from Michał Ciechomski. which is a queer film about a dystopian near future in Poland, which is invaded by an unknown enemy. Next to it, we have a documentary about a silver mine in Bolivia called Silver by Natalia Koniasz. We have LARP, which was a really good coming of age crowd pleaser from Cordian Kądziela, which is really delightful. It really resembles the best what, for example, the American coming of age cinema has to offer. We have No Ghost on Good Street, which is an indie film about the family relations, the siblings, specifically siblings relationships, by Emi Buchwald, which also took the Polish crowds by storm.
From being part of the moderating team, I know that for every almost film, you have guests coming for the Q&As, not only for the first screenings, but for actually all, if it's possible, for all the screenings. When audiences come see the film, they can also meet the director or producer or actors. And that's so special because the cinemas are rather small, so you really have the vibe of having a warm and friendly and kind of personal, intimate, exactly, conversation. I can imagine that's a big part of your job as well, to communicate, to invite, to organize also the trip for them.
Thankfully, most of them are in, close by, Warsaw, Krakow, Poznań. So that is very convenient for us we have this privilege to actually invite a lot of guests to our festival. We try every year to have the people nominated in the competition to come, of course, and some selected guests from other programs. This year, I mentioned already that Wojtek Smarzowski and Michał Kwieciński will be participating, but also Wilhelm and Anna Sosnal. Also, Andrzej Konopka, a Polish actor who has 5 films in our program, which I think is an achievement of its own. He will present 3 of his films and then have Q&As after them. We really have a group of 12 filmmakers that will come to the festival to present their films.
The festival takes place in Berlin. Berlin is a super international place. A lot of Polish people live here as well. But I wonder, who do you hope to have in the audiences? Is this mainly the Polish people who live here? Is it perhaps people who come from Poland to Berlin to see the films? Is it all other people who might be curious about good films and good cinema? And how accessible do you make it to those groups as well?
So this year, I really made my mission to have as many films as possible with dual subtitles, English and German. From a personal experience, I know that there are a lot of people in Berlin that their German is a bit rusty or maybe still a work in progress, and I really wanted to make the screenings as inclusive as possible. Of course, we aim the festival mainly to the local community, so the German community and the international community that lives in Berlin. Of course, that includes the Polish community that lives here, but not all of our films, for example, are in Polish. We have, for example, Robert Kwilman's Capo, which is a social drama about workers from South America that are being exploited in Poland. The film is mostly in Spanish with English and German subtitles.
And in terms of the festival itself, apart from films, we spoke about the competition, the best films of last year, the 12 last months, a wonderful retrospective program. What else is happening during that week?
As every year, we will have a workshop for young aspiring filmmakers, students of film schools, but also amateurs that filmmaking is a passion to them. This year, the workshop will be presented by Agnieszka Smoczyńska, the director of such films as The Lure, Silent Twins, and The Fugue, internationally acclaimed director that won lots of awards, not only in Poland, but at Sundance. The last films she was presenting in Cannes. She will guide the participants through the process of making their first feature film. So from the mood board to how to assemble the group, how to work with sound, with cinematography. Yeah, then how to plan the festival promotion, how to approach sales agents. So this is like a very...
Super important as well.
Yes, so not only how to make a film, but also how to maybe promote it, how to find partnerships, what the targets should be for aspiring filmmakers. I think her knowledge is very invaluable.
But I'm sure there will be many other moments to also meet the guest directors. I think it's a moment to network as well outside of the screenings and the workshops.
Yes, we'll have for the first time ever, we'll have a pitching session that we're organizing together with Wajda Film School, which will be on Friday, 11th of September at 2 p.m. in the gallery of the Polish Institute. Not only our guests, but also other young filmmakers from Poland can pitch their projects that they're in development. We'll also have a party on Saturday evening with great DJs both from Warsaw and from Berlin, joining forces to make the night memorable. Yes, you can find all of the information on our website. Every year we hand an honorary filmPOLSKA award for people or institutions that play a big part in bringing together the Polish and German film industry. And this year we are really honored and proud to announce that Volker Schlender will receive this award, a filmmaker that's won basically everything that you can win as a filmmaker, from the Oscar, Palme d'Or, countless other awards. But he's also a filmmaker that Poland is very dear to his heart. He shot 3 of his films in Poland, The Tin Drum amongst others. At the opening, he will receive the award. And on Sunday, 13th of September, he will have a screening of his film Strike, which is his film about solidarity, which he will introduce, and then we'll have a Q&A and a long conversation about not only about his film, but about also solidarity and what it meant for Germany and what it meant for Polish people also. He was also a dear friend of Andrzej Wajda, and right now he's really participating in commemorating the year of his patronage, basically. And speaking of Andrzej Wajda, we'll also, except for retrospective, which targets a specific time period, because it's the 70s and 80s, we decided also to screen 2 more films. One earlier, which is Hunting Flies, delightful comedy that premiered in Cannes in 1969, and it will be a closing film of the festival in Click Kino on the 16th of September. And also we are continuing our partnership with Topography des Terrors, and we'll have a free screening of Katyn, an Oscar-nominated film, on Thursday, the 10th of September.
And now, being a festival organizer and director, when can we speak of a successful film festival? When are you saying, I'm happy with this festival?
For me, the most important thing is if the audience is happy and our guests are happy, then I'm happy and I can consider it a success. Of course, you would love to see, full screenings, sold outs, Q&As that take longer than 45 minutes because people cannot, stop asking questions and talk about the film. We organize the festival not for ourselves. We want to bring the beauty of Polish cinema and the Polish achievements to the audiences here, and recognize the craft, recognize the feeling and what is actually happening in Poland right now. I'm extremely happy that we managed to organize the pitching this year. Also, establishing new partnerships is also this other leg, so to say, of why the festivals are happening, because it's not only the meeting point with film director and their audience, but also like the people from the film industry, so we can have together German and Polish filmmakers. And as Berlin is such a vibrant and international city, you can have filmmakers from a dozen different countries to come to talk, share their experiences, share how it is to make films now, like in Germany, in Poland, in France, in wherever, really. So yeah, those are the 2 things I would measure the success, the full screenings and happy filmmakers that they can talk about their films and meet their fellow filmmakers.
What is your favorite moment of the festival week?
As much as the opening is always quite a stressful event, as you know, it's the one that needs the most production. It's 500 people that you need to manage somehow. So it's of course quite stressful, but it's also very rewarding to hear about the festival and what we do, what we want to achieve. People enjoying the film together, laughing or crying or smiling or sharing all those emotions together. I think this is the biggest beauty of organizing an event like this.
Finalizing on the podcast, I usually ask people at the end something about food, like what's their favorite food from home. But today I thought of a slightly different question. Since during a festival you also need to eat, but sometimes the breaks are like to go from one cinema to the other, especially in a big city like Berlin and then also Potsdam. It takes a lot of commuting, so sometimes there's not enough time for food. If someone doesn't have so much time, like what's the nicest way to enjoy the city festival and its food scene as well?
So yes, of course, I recommend to come for the whole duration of the festival. As also not all of the films will be available at any time, but yeah, come. The screenings are usually in the evening, so you can enjoy the city and the cultural scene in a different way. Museums, foods from also not only Polish, we have some really, really nice Polish restaurants around the city, but you can always eat something around any of the cinemas. So that's the beauty of Berlin, is this kind of decentralization. That's, all of the cinemas are really in a different area and every area has its own flavor. The screenings are usually on the weekend, they start already at 3 p.m., but during the week, you can catch maybe 2 at 6 and around 8. What I do personally is during the festival week, I'm on a survivor mode, so I just eat something that is quick and available, so to say, because yes, I need to travel quite a lot between cinemas. I'm very thankful that we have such a great team of moderators, quite self-sufficient with how they manage their own cinemas. So thank you, Patrycja. For me, film festival is this kind of like upside down world, because this is a time where you don't sleep, you don't eat, you just spend the whole day in the screening room, eat whatever in between, and then go out with your friends after the last screening and to get some drinks or then get some food. Cool. Don't eat, don't sleep. Just the films are enough of a
food for thought,
food for soul, food for life. Yes, life support.
Is there anything you would like to add that I forgot to ask,
or I forgot to mention before? One more thing maybe that I would add. Every year we have some kind of special program, special section. So this year, the year after Rosalia released her music video for Berghain, which was shot in Warsaw with some references to Krzysztof Kieślowski's cinema. And the year after, Charli XCX shot her debut as a lead actress in a fiction film in Erupcja. I decided, wow, wouldn't it be a great idea to show people in Berlin what Warsaw looks like? Because I really, a lot of times, my friends or acquaintances are asking like, oh, should I go to Warsaw? Is it nice? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Why would I go there? And I felt like, yeah, Warsaw is this kind of city that is close, but maybe too close to view it as an interesting reference point or touristic attraction. And I thought, why not change it? So this year we have a section called Two Hearts, Berlin, Warsaw, in which we'll screen 3 films. Erupcja with Charli XCX. It will be a Berlin premiere of that film. And then Photosensitive and a new Łukasz Ronduda film, Tell Me What You're Feeling. Those 3 films are talking about different relationships between people, but also relationships with Warsaw. And I think it's a really beautiful focus and showcase of a landscape of modern Warsaw, of Warsaw that you don't see, through the landscape, like the view of the history, like Warsaw Uprising, like what happened since it was turned to rubble. For me it's very important to show people what it feels right now.
Are you from Warsaw?
No. No, they didn't pay any. They didn't pay me for this promotional clip. No.
I'm from Warsaw, so that's nice for me. So you're all very much welcome to visit filmPOLSKA festival that will take place from the 9th till the 16th of September in various cinemas in Berlin and one cinema in Potsdam.
Please come. Let's watch films together and let's talk about them.
And this was it for today. Thank you for reaching till the end of this episode. The next one is coming in 4 weeks, always on Monday. Please follow the podcast and leave a rating. I'm also happy to hear your feedback, so feel free to write me via Instagram or by email. All the needed info you will find in the show notes of this episode. In the meantime, take good care and we hear each other soon.